Hey guys, welcome back to another speed build. And today my intention with making this build was to do something with the new Werewolves pack, which I did. I used a lot of new items from the Werewolves pack. I was gonna kind of do like an all occult build, maybe. That was what I was kind of planning when I first went into this. But then basically, so what I do to prepare myself for even building in the first place, right, is I love to make myself the family first, and I like to base my whole build around this family. And this family has a story, let me tell you that, but I'm not going to tell you the story until later because I'm still on this other tangent. But basically, so I kind of wanted to like do a household of maybe all occult roommates or something like that, and maybe do like a nice spooky build or woodsy themed build or something like that. But then I made The Sims, and I started off with a werewolf, and I made a really handsome werewolf, and then I decided to make the mermaid sim, and I made a really pretty werewolf, and then I kind of went into the shipping mode, right? So I ship these two now, and so I kind of give them the whole backstory, and then I was like, you know what? No, there's no room for any other occult. We're just having these two. But what are we going to do with these two Sims? Well, I doubt a mermaid would very much want to live in a place that only has like one lake that she can't swim in half the year because it's going to be absolutely freezing. So now they live in not Isla Paradiso, what's it called, Sulani. Now they live in Sulani, right? Which is great for them. Congratulations, a beachfront property. And the werewolf, he likes to swim as well, right? He's not a werewolf, he's more of a swim wolf, right? And that's good for him as well. Or fish wolf, I should say, not swim wolf. That's fish wolf sounds a bit cooler than swim wolf. But anyway, so they both like swimming, which is great. So now they live in Sulani, and I was like, well, now I kind of got to do a beachfront property because what's the point in making a Sulani property if it's not by the beach? And here we are with this build, right? As you can see, I kind of made this build like a box in the end, like 3 stories, because I wanted to put a basement in for the werewolf, right? Because I mean, who doesn't have a werewolf basement just casually in that house? But because it's a waterfront property, apparently you can't put basements in a waterfront property. So I kind of had to use the bottom floor as like as a makeshift basement, right? So there's not going to be any windows on that bottom floor. Congratulations, good for you. I'm really happy for you. And it works. It works as a basement. I think it looks pretty cool. Considering everything, like just considering everything, I think it makes sense. I just wish I could have put like you can't even put a swimming pool. Like, what's the point in having a deserted island like surrounded by fresh like tropical ocean water with volcano in the background and grass and greenery everywhere? What's the point of that if you can't have a swimming pool in your back garden, right? There's no fucking point. But here we are. Anyway, I think with this property as well, I always end with like this lot. I always end up putting like putting it on the sea with like a little deck outside, and the deck always looks the same, so don't expect anything original there. But I think this is my first Sulani property that I've actually made a speed build for. Like, I think I've got some beachfront properties on my gallery. I've got at least one anyway, so I suppose if you want to check those out, you can do. But anyway, I did kind of like tease a backstory behind these Sims, and so I've got a backstory for these Sims, and if you want to find them, you can find them on the gallery. I can't remember what name I put them under now. I think I called them like something like Werewolf Mermaid Alliance or something like that, and that's not what they are. But basically my backstory for these Sims was like, okay, so there's probably like in this whole Sims universe, right, because all the worlds are connected, right, there's probably some kind of Occults Anonymous thing, like a Alcoholics Anonymous, but different. It's kind of like my little tale on Twitter that I made of Your Ass, and Your Ass is a society for undead people, which is great. I can't actually remember what Your Ass stands for now, but I know that I made it to stand to have the acronym Your Ass, URASS. I think it's like undead / reborn anonymous secret society or something like that, which is fun. Anyway, I was just chatting with my friend Stone Hilda about it, and if you haven't seen Stone Hilda, I really recommend you check her out. She does some really nice cast videos. She's quite new on YouTube, but she's been on Twitter for a while, and she's kind of well known on there. So maybe give her a follow. I'll leave her details in the description below. Anyway, she's my best friend, even if she's a skeleton and on Twitter, and I've never met her in real life, but she's my best friend anyway. Okay. Anyway, I was trying to talk about these people who met in Your Ass. I'm just gonna say they met in Your Ass now, even though one of them's technically not undead or reborn. She's a mermaid, but here we go. But they met anyway, and they kind of didn't even discuss like what occult they were when they met. They kind of like they bonded over 3 things, right? They're both athletic Sims. They both love swimming, and they both like hunting, right? That's just a hobby of theirs is hunting, right? So off those 3 things, like both of them kind of just assumed that the other was the same kind of a cult as them. So my mermaid sim, whose name I cannot remember, so I'm not going to tell you. My mermaid sim thought that she was talking with another mermaid, and because he likes swimming, and my werewolf sim thought he was talking with another werewolf because, you know, she likes hunting and is sporty and all that. So that was kind of a mistake on both of their parts. So whoopsie doodles, here we go. Also, she has like this wolf scar on her face or whatever because I just think they look cool, okay, and he doesn't, so that kind of like adds into the assumption. But anyway, they bonded and they chatted, and after they chatted, they kind of got to know each other, and then they kind of got to flirting, and then they kind of maybe had a sneaky little one night stand, which is good for them. Like, I'm not shaming you, not judging you. Go ahead, have all the one night stands you want. Just make sure you stay safe and use protection. Well, these two did not take this advice to heart, all right? And now my female mermaid sim is pregnant. And then like they kind of thought they would make this work, right? Because they're pregnant. And you know what? Good for them. So they're trying to make this work, but then they kind of started talking about, like, you know, being a cult and all that, and they realized that actually no, they are not the same species whatsoever. In fact, my werewolf is a happy-go-lucky werewolf who loves humans and doesn't want to do any harm to anyone, and my mermaid sim is a man-eating siren with an evil streak, and who looks absolutely terrifying in her alternate form. He just like my werewolf. He just looks goofy as anything. Like he's bright blue. He's an aqua wolf. He's a swim wolf. He's like blue and green. I think he looks cool, but I made his like werewolf form in like 2 seconds. So, you know. Anyway. So this is kind of a mistake, but they still want to make it work because she's pregnant, right? None of them know what kind of species this kid's going to be. I do, because I played for the family and I know what she gave birth to. But I'm not telling you. If you want to know what species this girl gives birth to, then find the family on the gallery. You can follow me on the gallery as well, by the way. When I do make builds and sims in there, I do try and post them on the gallery, but they're usually quite late because I'm very forgetful like that, and things usually post when I'm working or something, and I'm like, I can't have to go online after that. But this will be on the gallery anyway once this goes up, and so on my sim and that. So find them on there, I suppose. Also my sim for my werewolf video is going to be up there. And speaking of that werewolf video, that first playthrough of the werewolf video, I might continue it because it's proven kind of popular. Because, okay, so my average views, because a lot of my videos flop, right? My average views are about between 6 and 40. So far, the last time I checked, this has about my latest video has about 1.4 thousand views. And I'm kind of freaking out. I did not expect this. I started off, I got to 50 subscribers on the 10th of June. Since then, at the time of recording, last time I checked, like 10 minutes ago, I was at 95. I am 5 subscribers away from 100 subscribers, and I am absolutely freaking out. I did not expect this so fast, and I have no plans for a 100 subscriber like milestone video or anything like that. I'm just like, my goal to get 100 subscribers was the 25th of July. At the time of recording, it is the 20th of June. Yeah. So I hope you can. I hope you can respect why I'm respectfully freaking out right now. But please don't make that deter you from actually giving me a subscriber to this channel, because oh my god, that would actually mean a lot. And honestly, obviously, I could not do this without any of you guys. Any of you watching my video right now, anyone who's watched any of my videos in the past, I couldn't have gotten this far without you guys. You are the most important things at the moment. Playing The Sims is the most important thing for me at the moment. It's so fun. And you know what? I started playing The Sims and was kind of in a rough place in my life where I was depressed and anything like that. And I started playing The Sims 4 in the middle of that. I went back to playing The Sims 3 at the beginning of that. So you can definitely say that The Sims got me through all of this, like, and you know what, I'm actually trying not to cry now, because this is honestly like, I'm so happy right now, and I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop, but you know what, who cares? Anyway, I should be talking a bit more about the build, right? And as you can see from like the table I put in and that, I like the kind of torn paint swatches, you know, like the kind of flaky paint swatches on the wood. I love that come with the werewolf pack. I love that quietly distressed thing, and that's why I think, surprisingly, the werewolves and mermaids, like the packs, that's why I think surprisingly they actually go really well together. Because I don't know if it was just my town, but I swear it's like any. I lived in a seaside town in England for about 8 years, something like that, 7 or 8 years. I spent all my secondary school there. I basically spent all my teenage years there until I was like 18, literally. And in a seaside town, or at least in the one I want, everything is like slightly wrecked because it's the sea air, the salty air. It kind of corrodes everything much faster. Which, I mean, that's just basic science, I think. So like all the cars would be more new, obviously, because it's because you'd have to get them replaced more often because they'd rust more often because of the sea air, and things like that. And like, when I think of surfboards, I think of like all surfboard decorations. The wood's always like that kind of flaking again because of the damp, and the salt that kind of like swells the wood, makes the wood swell and makes the paint on it crack and that. And so that's why I think like those kind of swatches from this pack really make sense, along with like all the repurposed things and that. It really makes sense in a seaside place, like Sulani, like a beachfront place. And honestly, that it was kind of a boon for me, you know, as well. And I just think everything like goes so well together as well. I did use mostly Island Living stuff in this, but I used a lot of werewolf stuff as well, obviously. Like you can see I was putting scratches in there, and I used the rug in there, and I used the shelving from the werewolves pack as well. I love that bookshelf, by the way. I think it looks so cute. Along with that, there's nothing to put on there because I don't really use debug when I'm building because I can't be bothered to like slog through everything. Also, I did put that telescope on that balcony there, but you can't actually use it because it registers it as being indoors, and you can't use the telescope indoors, not even if it's pointed at windows, which I think is a bit of a joke, but here we are. That's fine. I can forgive them for that because telescopes are fun, man, even if I am at risk of like dying every time I use one. And I will say, just because I need to plug myself even more because I'm a detention seeker and I want you to know me everywhere. I want everyone to know me everywhere. I will kind of plug my Twitter in here and say, follow me on Twitter if you don't already, because when it comes to like big updates and that, if it's not like, honestly, most times I won't post a video about it unless it's something like really interesting or like really detailed. I will post a lot about it on Twitter. Like with this one, I recorded the meteor death with the telescope. I used Morty Goff for that. Bella was pregnant, because Bella's always pregnant. She just always is, okay? It's Bella Goff and the Fangs. They're always pregnant. They're always having more babies, and it's very, very annoying. But yeah, so obviously I couldn't kill a pregnant sim, and I didn't have MC Command Center on, so I couldn't like terminate the pregnancy or anything like that. Not that I would want to. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, anyway, so I just decided, you know what, because obviously Bella's famous for her telescope incident, let's just say. So I figured it was Morty Goff's turn now to face the telescope, and he died very quickly, actually, within like 2 minutes. He's dead. Boom, dead. And the way that they just drop, like there's an animation for them falling to the ground. They were just like they cower, they get hit, and then they're just on the ground like that, like snap. That's just fucking hilarious to me. I don't know if it's hilarious to you, but honestly, it's just so funny. I do hope that they do get that fixed soon though, because I really don't want my Sims constantly dying while I'm using the telescope, you know? It's kind of annoying, because it's actually really good for getting the logic up, because before Morty, I had another Sim who was trying to make die, and she just was refusing to die, my girl. Like, she was refusing. She was hanging on there. She got to like level 6 of the logic skill within like 1 day, maybe 2 or something like that, like ridiculously fast. And so I kind of had to move on to Morty. That's how Bella got pregnant, because it was a new save and everything. She just had enough time to get pregnant, 2 days, and therefore she's pregnant, which is fun for her, great for her, but annoying for me when you're trying to kill her. But hey ho, here we go. Yeah, I'm still on the ground floor. I think I've been upstairs a bit, maybe. But honestly, I do this a lot, and it's really bad. It's a really bad habit, but I tend to do like flooring and wallpaper, especially wallpaper, after everything else. I just want the wallpaper to match the decor, not the decor to match the wallpaper, if that makes sense. Same with windows. It takes me forever to start doing windows. And sometimes I do the windows from the very beginning, but that's very rare. And that's only if I want it to be like a very specific shaped house. Like if I was doing a Victorian, I'd probably do the windows beforehand, because they need to be like specific places for it to look Victorian and not just look like a mess, if that makes sense. But this was fine. So, yeah, and I hadn't actually looked through all the items in the pack as well, so it was a lot of me like finding what works, what doesn't work in that. And honestly, it's quite good. To be honest, I probably only use the items from the Werewolves pack in very specific builds. Not in all builds. It's definitely going to be good for a uni build, or anything like that, like college, just everything's ridiculous and messed up, and obviously for like a cool builds or underground builds. And I'll tell you what, like Simmons, like, say Fake Gamer Girl, and that she's gonna have Fake Gamer Girl is gonna have a fucking field day with the items from this pack. Like, can you imagine how good the crack basements are gonna be now with rubbish made into like sofas and patchwork and all that? It's gonna be they're gonna be incredible. Like, I already adore her builds anyway, but you know what? They're going to be even better. And of course I use like the baby stuff as well from the Werewolves pack, because can I just say that bassinet looks so adorable and so comfy as well. And that was kind of on me for assuming that the baby's going to be a werewolf as well. But you know what? They don't have any mermaid themed baby stuff in that came with not Island Paradise. What's it called? The mermaid pack anyway. Island Living. That's it. They didn't really have any kids stuff that came with that. Like, they had some kids clothes, but that's about it. Which was kind of ridiculous. Like, how come mermaids don't have their own bassinets or gravestones like every other occult sim does? I mean, even aliens have them, and they came with a bit expansion pack as well. They came with Get to Work, and they have it. So you can't just say this, oh, only occults from expansion packs don't have their own bassinets and gravestones, because aliens do. So if the Sims team could get on that and maybe like patch that in, that would be great. I've seen so many cute little mock-ups for how they could look and everything. And you know what? Werewolves probably one of my favorites. My favorite like bassinet, and that's still probably spellcaster, because I use that for everything. But that werewolf one with like its little sheepskin on the inside is absolutely fucking adorable. I also love the cute little wall decals that came in the room as well. I kind of tried to use the wall decals to kind of make it look like specific areas, like themed around specific areas. Like I put the moon where the bed is, because nighttime, sleepy time, and all that. And I kind of put the owl around the knowledge section as well, because the owl is absolutely adorable as well. And I put moth where the house is, because I don't know, moths come into houses a lot. I'm not saying that everything has a reason, just a lot of it does, or it makes some kind of weird messed up sense in my mind. I just have, my mind works really weirdly, and I just think of like everything has to make sense in a build, okay? And I know that doesn't happen in real life. A lot of houses have some really ridiculous things in. But you know what? I don't care, okay? It's my game, and I play it how I want. Thank you very much. And if I want to play it where everything like has to have a reason, like be based around that, and I can't make just a generic house that anyone could live in, who cares? Honestly, I have no idea what I want to talk about now. I'm so random. I'm so random. That's such a pick me girl thing to say, like, look at me, I'm so random. I'm so different from everyone else. I'm not like other girls, you guys. Actually, no, I'm exactly like other girls. Because I'm a girl, so you know. I'm trying to think of what to think, so I'm just gonna take a sip of my drink so I can be awkward. Tasty. Yeah, okay, so one thing I want to talk about, which is going to be really weird, it's about shaving, right? Because I like to wax, but I'm ridiculously low on wax, and I kind of look like a mammoth, so I kind of use like the majority of the rest of my backs and my armpits the other day. They're super smooth, super great. I can't fault them one bit, because it's summer now. Because before that, most of the year I'm a mammoth. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a fucking mammoth, but now I'm smooth as a baby seal. Because yeah, so I kind of ran out of wax, so I stole some of my mum's not shaving cream, what's the word, like hair removal cream, like Nair, Veet, that kind of thing. So I stole some of that anyway, and you have to like wait 6 minutes for it to like set and like get into the follicles and that. I'll tell you what, it wasn't actually that bad. It leaves a lot of hair behind, not gonna lie, but it takes most of it away, so that's fine. But it's absolutely terrifying when you've got it on, because I have cats, right? I have three cats who love me greatly. I have one cat who has a very specific way of coming up to me and saying hi or saying thank you for giving him food or anything like that, and he does that by like coming up to me and hitting his side or his butt against my leg. Well, he kept on trying to do it to me when I had fucking Nair or Veet or whatever it's called on my fucking legs. So I'm like trying not to get this on my cat because my cats are very fluffy babies, right? And I did not want to make him a sphinx cat. I did not want to get that Nair or whatever it's called into him and get his hair like falling out, because that's not fun on anyone. He's a very handsome boy, but he's a very fat boy, and he would look hilarious if I took all of his fur off. But also, there's no shame against Sphinx cats, by the way. I love Sphinx cats. I think they're absolutely adorable. I've been in love with Sphinx cats since I saw Rachel had one in Friends. Even though that cat was kind of a bitch, most Sphinx cats are actually really lovely. And I don't know if you know this about me, but I do have a specific special interest about cats. I adore cats. I'm obsessed. I can't say anything else. I just love cats. Okay, I've known random facts about cats since I was a little girl. Because I'm autistic and that's what we do. But yeah. Anyway, and I swear, in those 6 minutes where I had like that Nair on my legs, my cats have never been so affectionate. Even Chicken came up to me and like started trying to brush against me, and he never does that. He kind of just sits from like a couple meters away, hunches up and stares at you, and then you come close and he runs away, and then he stops and he looks at you, and then you come close and he runs away, and he wants you to chase him around the house. I love my Chicken, but he's a fucking weirdo, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, he was like trying to get me to chase him around the house constantly, but this time he just decided to, try and go bold. I think it's because it's summer and he's a black cat, so he's gonna be he's probably gonna be very hot at the moment, bless him. But he might also just be guilty because he peed on my clothes again. It's getting old now how much my cat is pissing on my clothes, and it's really annoying, but I love him anyway, and I think he's just gotten used to pissing on everything now, and I think he just thinks it's his litter box. I don't know, I'll probably just need to change the litter tray more, but I'm lazy. Okay, I'm lazy. But yeah, luckily none of my cats are bald. I managed to avoid them. But a word of caution when you're using hair removal cream as well. I don't know if you know this, but it's gotten very sunny in the UK. Hence why I'm shaving, hence why I'm wearing a dress right now. And I decided to sit outside on the front porch because I've got this cute little porch area outside my flat. I decided to sit out there, and it baked the hair removal cream in that like 5 minutes I was out there. I'd gone in, and you're supposed to scrape it. Well, we lost the scraper, so I'm using like this old student card I had. And it was not coming up. It was like tacked on there, so I had to like wet my legs before I could like scrape the stuff off. It was really weird, and I don't know why I keep on talking about my like shaving my legs, but you know what, it's a stressful situation for everyone. Okay, and yeah, so that's my word of wisdom for the day, I guess. Don't bake your hair removal cream. Oh. That was an alarm because I have an alarm set for 5 p.m. because that's when I finish work. But today is my day off. So yeah, I can't wait till the weekend. Oh my God. I meant to go to town today. I meant to get my eyebrows done, but I didn't. And so these eyebrows that look dark right now, it's good that this is not close up because I coloured them in with mascara. And I've been doing that too much lately. And again, I do not recommend that. I'll give you lots of Meg's tips today. But yeah, Meg's tip: do not bake your shaving cream, and do not colour your eyebrows in with mascara because it will smudge and it will look messy. Oh, also, I did want to. I've mentioned it on Tumblr. Not on Tumblr. I don't go on Tumblr. On Twitter, even. But you know that door I put in there, with the wolf graffiti in that. Yeah, I highly recommend not using it. Because it's supposed to be a werewolves only door, and it just blocks werewolves Sims from going in and out if you try and make them go through there. But sometimes Sims will autonomously go through that door, like say to get a plate to clean or anything like that, if it's like in the middle of acute action. And if they do that, they will get trapped. Mila Munch got stuck in there for about 3 days. She was like on the verge of starvation, but then thankfully we left the lot and she kind of like escaped in the meantime, which is good for her. But yeah, she was trapped in our basement for a while. So yeah, definitely at the moment, if you have an all werewolf household, then great, do it like that. Like it doesn't matter if you have like some random townies in there as victims or anything like that. But if you have other Sims in the house as well, maybe give that maybe give that door a miss and just kind of lock that door to make it only for whatever it called only for however many werewolves are in the house. Like unlock it for Peter and I don't know, Gunther. I don't know, just wolf names, I guess. Just werewolves. Yeah, again, I do not want to know what I'm talking about. I also kind of decided to do this thing for the kid when she's or he. I decided to do this thing for the kid when he's a bit older, where I put like those monkey bars over a like a gap in the deck, because I think it would be hilarious. Obviously, they can't actually do it, but it'd be fucking hilarious if they fell in. So that's kind of like our house's death pit anyway. But the ocean is underneath there. Even if the ocean is actually really shallow at that part, it's like if you fall in there, you're gonna break some ankles probably. But you know what? It's fun to pretend. It's fun to pretend. Also that ladder is hilarious. The one that I put in there, because I tried to make my mermaid sim go up it, but she can't, because mermaids can't use that ladder. But mermaids can use other ladders though, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, it just says something about how like mermaids haven't quite figured out ladders yet. But you know, the weird thing about this lot as well is that I don't really like to do much decorating of it, other than like very close to the house. Like I won't have a massive complicated garden or anything like that. I did put chicken hutch out there once. That was fun. But I did kind of like do a little enclosed section at the beginning with like a bit of greenery. But that island to me just doesn't scream like it should have much greenery, obviously, because it's on the sand. And this was very satisfying to place as well. Like that grass sod or whatever it's called, like that thick tropical grass. It's so satisfying to place. It's like an adult coloring book, you know, or like, you know, those things where you like click on things like autofill or whatever it's called, like if you autofill like on Photoshop or something like that. Anyway, it was really satisfying, and that fence works really well as well. In like, it probably works at anywhere to be honest, but it looks really good in like this tropical environment. That's a fence for the werewolves pack, by the way. And yeah, I just think it looks really good as well. Those plants I've also got outside the front door, they are absolutely stunning. Like they are probably some of my favorite plants in the game. They're perfect for putting on the porch as well. It's a very homemade thing. I don't know why we're kind of like just stuck here at the moment. But yeah. Anyway, it really did annoy me how like boxy the build was, and especially annoyed me once I finished the build. So you will see in a minute or two, maybe sooner, I don't know. You will see like it switched to sunset though, and that's when because today I just went back and decided to do an addition to the house as well, on the side, like just so it didn't look like a complete box, because I don't know, I just like it to have like flow more naturally, you know. I can't word the techniques behind what I do, okay? I don't know what techniques there are, but I just think it looks cool and I copy everything. So here we go. Yeah, oh my god, I'm really running out of things to say. This is such a long build. It's usually only 20 minutes I managed to get it down to, but like there wasn't that much I wanted to cut out of this, to be honest. Like usually I can just cut off like entire swaths. Here we go. Okay, yeah, so it looks lovely in the sunset as well. And I didn't cut anything off this as well, so you're probably gonna have to deal with like my janky camera control. But that's fine. But I think it's really cute. I did like a little dining area addition to it. And it is adorable, okay? But yeah. I don't know what else I'm trying to talk about right now. Let's talk about how sunny it is as well. Okay, so I've got my windows, like my blinds up, and I never have my blinds up, but it looks absolutely gorgeous out there. I just have greenery out there, and there's the little bird house that my cats like to sit in. Birds never go there because they can't reach it anymore, because it's kind of like being overcome by trees now and bushes. But my cats managed to get up there just fine, and they sit in there. It's super cute. But I have my blinds open. I had my windows open, and I was going to keep my windows open for this build because, you know what, I live in quite a quiet area, right? There's not much going around. But that absolute bitch next door started yelling. I hate that bitch. She is... Sorry, my lip got really itchy there. Anyway, she is like nasty, vindictive, cruel. Her name's Evie, which is my niece's name, which is even worse. Like, how dare she sully the name of Evie? But she, absolute bitch, she was fucking yelling like so loud, and she yells at my cats all the time when they're out there as well. And you know what? I'm allowed to call her a bitch because she's a dog. But she is an absolutely nasty dog. Like the couple who own her, absolutely lovely blokes, like super cool, super gay, which I love, obviously because I'm gay. they can't be faulted, except their dog is a bitch and she needs to go to training, like, yesterday. Like, my cats were just stood outside my window, which is it's a good few meters away, right? It's not close to her garden whatsoever. Her garden's fenced off and everything, so they can't get, like, they don't go into a garden or anything like that. My cat was just at the window about to jump up to come in, and she started yelling at the poor thing, and he was looking at me absolutely terrified. Bless his soul. And because it was also when he was trying to get me to hunt him as well, it was even worse, you know, like, so he was like still playing with me, but he wanted to come in and he jumped in. But yeah, there's some vicious dogs near me. Anyway, the one upstairs, who lives upstairs, Banjo, he is an absolute angel. He's a little staffy. I love staffies. But he's like super nice to my cats as well. There's this one dog, this woman walks all the time near us. Beautiful looking dog, mind you. White, maybe an Alsatian or something like that. A beautiful dog, but absolutely nasty to my cats as well. Again, my cats are nothing near this dog, but it tries to go after them. And the woman who walks this dog, man, she's a piece of work as well, because she will not apologize. I made some like funny comment about, oh, I've got so many cats, haha, and she just didn't say anything. She just walked away after a dog was trying to attack my cats. But poor Banjo upstairs, he's got a balcony that overlooks everything, right? He was yelling at that dog to get away from my kitty cats. He is such a sweetheart, and that dog needs to burn in hell. Quite frankly. And I'm not going to pretend that my cats do nothing wrong, because they're probably like the most vindictive creatures I've ever met. But you know what? They weren't doing anything. They were just chilling with me. They were nowhere near this dog. And my poor Louis, I picked him up when the dog was there, and he was like curling into my arms. He was terrified. And I tell you what, that if you knew Louis, you would know that's weird, because he does not like being picked up. I pick him up anyway because it's fucking hilarious. But he does not like being picked up. But the fact that he like curled up next to me, that was like heartbreaking, you know? Anyway, that woman needs to apologize, because her dog's nasty to my cats, and she just needs to say something, you know, like, I'm so sorry about my dog, blah, blah, blah. Oh, he's just, even if she just said, oh, he's just a puppy, ha, 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 you know, but she doesn't, and I don't know why I'm using YouTube to complain, but I promise you, I am in a really good mood, because, again, like, 95 subscribers, last time I checked. I'm going to check again now, because I've got it up, and I am at still 95, which is not amazing. What do you mean not amazing? It's fucking amazing. Ignore me. I'm mean. I'm ungrateful. I'm sorry. But I am like 5 subscribers away from 100, and I am like freaking out, because again, I do not know what I'm gonna do for this 100 subscriber milestone. Don't know what kind of video. But anyway, this build is coming up to a close, so I guess I shall thank you and ask you to maybe like and subscribe if you like this video, and follow me on Twitter. I'm really fun over there. I love you all. I will see you guys later, and I will bid you a fond ta-ra. Bye bye.